Welcome back to your Healing Buddy podcast with your host, Adina Godet. I am a licensed psychotherapist who enjoys having conversations all about the different areas of mental health. I pray that from every episode, someone takes at least one nugget and is able to apply it to their personal life. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy. Hey, you guys. It's Adina Godet, a licensed therapist here in North Carolina. And y'all see I'm back. It's been a minute, you guys. I have missed you. Y'all see I've been doing the little stories. What is it? The reels or the YouTube shorts. That's what it is. I've been doing the TikTok and the reels and the shorts. Y'all want me to get a little bit deeper into some of these topics. So we just going to get right into today's topic. As y'all can see by the title, we got to start getting ready for the things that we ask for. I'm going to include myself. A lot of us have so many desires and we have so many wants and we have so many things that we're praying to God for. But while we're doing all this praying and wanting and desiring, we're not taking the steps to be ready and prepared for what we're actually asking for. Some of the questions I ask people: would you show up to a formal event in sweatpants? I hope not. Would you play in a professional game without any training? Okay, you can go out there and look a fool. Would you step into a new role without any preparation? Okay, you go ahead and run that company to the ground. We wouldn't go anywhere important without getting ourselves together first. We got to brush our teeth, wash our face, take a shower, do your makeup if you do your makeup, get your hair done, get your fresh cut, get your outfit right, put your smell goods on. We just wouldn't do that. We wouldn't go anywhere not looking put together. So why is it that when we're asking for certain things, we're not preparing in the same way? It's like we expect to step into a new level of our life without actually becoming a new version of ourselves first. You cannot ask for a new life with the same habits. You cannot ask for a better partner and you didn't do the things to grow and heal on your own. You can't get all these material things without working hard to get it. You can't keep praying and hoping and wishing. Faith without works is dead. We've already said that before. We can pray all day long and you can believe all day long that you're going to get it. But are you going to be prepared to have it when you actually receive it? Are you going to be able to nurture it how you're supposed to? A lot of people say they want more. A better job, a healthy relationship, peace, stability, a new bag, a new home, a new car. But what we don't realize is those things come with responsibility. More responsibility than what you're doing right now because you don't have that. It requires discipline. It requires change. When we get the blessing, there's things that come with it. A better job is going to mean less flexibility, more work to get that pay that you want or to get that peace that you want. A healthy relationship might require more emotional maturity. Peace might require you letting people go and setting boundaries. So it's not that you're not getting what you want. Sometimes it's just you're not ready for what comes with it. So some real life examples. This past week, I had a client. In the past year, we've been talking about her getting a new job. She's been wanting a new job. That's what she's been saying, y'all, for a year now. A year. Okay. So during this process, she's been very disappointed. She's been applying for different things. Nobody's saying anything, or they're saying things and it is just not the right time. So this past week, we have a session and she's like, well, I got a job offer. So I'm not gonna lie. At first, I didn't hear her correctly because of her tone. Like, she didn't say it in a way that was like, oh, I got a job offer, So I was like, maybe she said something else. I said, what you say? She said, I got a job offer. I said, you don't like the job? Like, what was the job? Is it not one of the things that you were looking for? Because again, her tone was not matching the news. So she's like, no, the job is good. It's good benefits. It's more money. It's what I wanted. I said, so why do you sound like that? You're going to say, well, because I'm not going to have as much flexibility. With what I have now, I can just come and go and I can just pick up shifts when I want and I can just go do X, Y, and Z, but it's not all day. I said, okay. I said, what else? She was like, well, and also it's just a lot of work. I'm gonna have to be at that job all day long. And it's a lot of work that they're, asking me to do. And obviously I can do it. I know what to do. I can do it. But, it's just a lot of work and I'm not having as much free time. And so Dina wanted to come out, like the personal me, not the therapist me. Personal me wanted to be like, girl, if you don't, girl, I know you're not complaining. But then therapist me came back and we validated her feelings. And I understood that she was just in a state of grief at that moment. She felt like she was losing the pros of her current job, even though she had been asking for this job for a year. So I made sure not to dismiss her feelings so we could process through them. But then when it was time, I gently pointed out, girl, this is what you asked for. Let's look at the pros of this job, because the only thing you're looking at is the negative. Well, then I asked her, well, what were we doing this whole past year? Were you not emotionally and mentally preparing for what was to come when you did finally get the job? Maybe somewhere along the way, you lost the plot, or you were so disappointed that you didn't think it would ever come. Regardless of what it was, for some reason, the readiness and the preparation was not there. So you weren't acting as if you were already working a full-time job. You were still operating in a mode of a contract/part-time job. Because of that, that's why we're having these negative emotions towards this. It's okay to say, well, dang, I'm not gonna have no flexibility no more. But also we need to be excited about the new transition. A lot of times we struggle with certain transitions when we actually get into a certain position because we didn't prepare or change our schedule or our routine when we didn't have it. When we are manifesting things, you should be visualizing how you are, how you move, what future you does, so you can kind of mimic those habits now. So when you get there, that transition won't be so rough and tough for you. So with this new job that my client has, it is going to be a little tough for her in the beginning because she wasn't preparing the proper way. Preparing would have looked like, I'm still doing my contract job, but when I have other time, let me fill it with other things that I can do. And I'm not saying don't take any breaks, because if you have break times, do that. Because in those seasons, sometimes you need that extra time to reset or to ground yourself and prepare for the harvest. So I'm not saying you got to fill it up every single day. Making sure she's doing other things such as like hobbies, but not just sitting at home all day. And she understood and she agreed. And of course, we talked how from here on out, she can step into this new, updated, and more mature role. But it might take a little bit more because she wasn't already doing those steps. So I'll give another example. Me and my friend, we had met up about a month ago and she got her new man, okay? This man is doing everything he's supposed to do, okay? And I love it. I love when the girlies are getting wined and dined. The man is caring and doing all this. Now, we don't do no love bombing, okay? But getting looks good. Everything is flowing how it's supposed to. I love it. So she used to telling me about, something that happened or whatever. And as she's telling me, I'm looking at her and I'm like, friend, I said, it sounds like you was the problem in this. She gonna say, I know. Now, you know how we do. You know how we do. But she was like, yeah, I know. I said, okay, but did you apologize? This girl gonna say, no. I said, well, why would you not apologize if you knew you were in the wrong? She said what she said and was avoiding accountability and not to me. She said everything that she did wrong with me. With him, she didn't do that. I said, now you can't do that. You told me this man did X, Y, and Z. He's been emotionally mature so far. He's been apologizing with little things that's been going on, like little disagreements here and there. He's been apologizing when it comes to miscommunication. He makes sure it's right. He communicates great. You can't be doing that. I said, you can't be receiving somebody that you've said that you wanted. You said you prayed for a certain relationship where it was peaceful. And you the one bringing the chaos. We can't do that. Then I had to tell her it's not fair to him for him to have done the work, to be emotionally mature, to communicate. And then you're coming in and bringing the drama. You can't say you want something and you weren't prepared for it. You can't have something and get what you prayed for and not nurture it. I said, I love you, but don't be messing up. Don't do that. You didn't pray for this. I don't need you to mess up now. I don't need you to, you better work on it. But here's the thing. She should have been working on, in her single season, those same character traits, that same personality traits, those same emotional maturity, the communication that she was asking for in a man. She should have been doing that herself as well. So when she found him, which she did, that's what it seems like. If you found this person, you can match that energy. You're on the same level. Let's just go back to talking in general. We romanticize outcomes a lot. We want a title, a relationship, a lifestyle. And sometimes we just don't do the work behind it to get that. We underestimate the responsibility that comes with the things that we're asking for. Every new level of life requires a different version of you. Also, a lot of times we resist discomfort. We don't like being uncomfortable. Growth feels so uncomfortable because obviously we're already not doing these things. Anything that is comfortable to us, it's because we're doing it. It's a habit. It's routine. Kind of like we're on autopilot. Growth challenges you. It stretches you. And sometimes we mistake things being hard with something being wrong. And the reality is, it doesn't always have to be that. It could just mean there's change coming. And if we want change, like we're saying, obviously, if we want something, there has to be a change that comes with it. Because we would already have it. We would already be in that position. I want you to understand that a desire is emotional. It feels good. It feels good when we have a desire. We only want it because we picture it being good. Readiness is more disciplined. Being ready for something and prepared for something shows up in your habits. A desire is saying, I want this. Desire is a temporary feeling, temporary excitement. A desire is only focused on the outcome. Readiness is saying, I've prepared for this. Build those sustainable habits, and readiness is focused on the process. We can want something all day long, but if your daily behaviors do not align with it, then you will not be able to sustain it if you get it. Everything has a cost. The cost of what you want, it could be financial, it could be emotional, it could be mental, be behavioral. It might cost you your comfort. It might cost you your old habits. It might cost you people or relationships that no longer align. So the real question becomes, are you ready for the responsibility or just the reward? I want you to take a moment and really think about this. If you got every single thing that you wanted today, like today was the day, it fell in your lap, you got every single thing that you wanted, would you be able to maintain it? Or at some point, would you fall off? Do your current habits match what you say you want? Let me give another example. Disclaimer, I have no problem with anybody getting any type of surgery. I don't care what type of surgery it is. If it makes you feel better, do what you want to do. I'm all for it. However, a lot of people get surgery without building the habits of weight loss, such as working out or diet. And then when they get the surgery, they forget you got to maintain it. So a lot of times now before surgery, they are now requiring that you have a therapist or a nutritionist and a whole team, a trainer that can kind of help you prior to your surgery. So afterwards, you kind of have the tools and the resources to kind of help you along the way. But some people that don't do it that way, a lot of times they will gain the weight back. Because you could have been 300, 400, 500 pounds. Now you down to 200, 150, and you still feel like you're 300, 400, 500 pounds. One, you're having body dysmorphia because of the quick change. But then again, you don't have the skills or the habits or the routine built up. So you are now struggling in this transition of you now being this new weight or looking this new way. You don't know how to sustain it and you don't know how to nurture it. Are you adding little by little onto your plate so you can be able to hold a certain capacity when you get what you're asking for? Or are you just planning to wing it when it shows up? Preparation isn't something you do after you get the opportunity. It's something you do prior to it. After you get the opportunity, that's just adjusting. You get to pick if your adjustment is going to be more severe or it's going to be a piece of cake. And readiness is going to look like that discipline when no one else is watching you. It's going to look like the structure that you need before it's even required. It's going to look like emotional maturity for yourself in your regular life before even getting into a relationship. You don't need to wait until life changes for you to get ready. It's best to go ahead and get ready so life can change. This is about personal accountability. You got to be honest with yourself. When you start asking for things, you need to also say, how can I do things right now to change my habits so I can be prepared for what I'm asking for? My last thing before I go, I don't want you to just focus on getting anything. I want you to begin focusing on becoming someone who can handle it, who can keep it, and who can grow with it. But that is it, y'all. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you related to anything that was said, leave a comment and we can talk about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.